Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new best freelance in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, a freelance is one of the things that basically determines the spacing that you're going to get when you're running your offense, whether that's a pick and roll or running a pass and screen away or things of that nature. And it's very important to use a good freelance so that you have proper spacing so that you're able to effectively run your offense. Most of the time, people want to have a 5-out spacing, and that makes sense because people obviously want 5-out spacing so that they have space to penetrate to the rim, kick to shooters. Everybody in my team can typically shoot the ball. So that's basically the reason that everybody likes to run a 5-out spacing. And for the last 2 years, people have run the Hawks 2018 freelance. Really, ever since I started playing 2K and 2K20, the Hawks 2018 freelance was the prevalent freelance that everybody was running. And honestly, I have always basically run the Hawks 2018 freelance and always thought that it was the best freelance in the game. But it turns out that the Hawks 2018 freelance is not the best freelance in the game. And this is something I've only recently discovered, and I just wanted to share it with y'all because I think it's some very interesting information that a lot of y'all could use to more effectively run your 5-out and more effectively run your offense and have more success in MyTEAM Unlimited when you're playing against other people. This is just one of those tips that I think will really help you to potentially continue to improve your game and help you to run better offense in this year's games, because as you all know, a lot of unlimited games are pretty low scoring, and if you can have proper spacing that stays spaced out and allows you to run your offense better, that's something that's very, very beneficial, I think, in this game. As y'all can see, I have like a 90% win percentage on unlimited, as y'all know, I think, as well. Most of y'all probably know I do play competitively, so it's something that I've been able to use in my game that's helped me to play the game better, and I think it's something that a lot of y'all could use as well and also have success with. Before we hop into this video, though, and actually talk about the new freelance, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 3,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I always forget how many subscribers I'm trying to get, but I really appreciate all the recent support on the videos. We upload every single day, and I would really appreciate your support if you haven't already, if you do hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's hop right over into a domination game, and I'm just going to talk about what the new freelance that I recommend running in my team is, and why exactly I believe that it is the most effective freelance in the game, basically. And one of the things to note is that the Hawks 2018 freelance, up until honestly about a week ago for me, was the only freelance in the game that I knew gave you an automatic 5-out out of the pass and screen away play. And I think that's the main reason that a lot of people ran the Hawks 2018 freelance. If you come down in here to offensive settings, you go to freelance 1, you're basically picking what freelance you want to set. You have all these different options, and in all honesty, I haven't used most of these. I know that people have used the point freelance in the past. Apparently it's a pretty effective freelance, or has been in the past. I don't know how good it is this year, to be completely honest. I know people have used like the Warriors freelance, but I have only basically used the Hawks 2018 freelance in the last couple of years, and honestly, it's always been very effective. But the thing about the Hawks 2018 freelance is when you call your 5-out pass and screen away, a defender will often cut. For example, a defender comes into the paint to play defense, and in real life, the offensive player cuts behind that defender, gets an easy layup or a dunk. But in 2K, the spacing just doesn't really allow for that type of thing, especially with players with interceptor and things of that nature. It's very, very hard to get that free 2 off of a defender cutting into the paint, and you'd much rather have the 3-point shooter basically stay in the corner and allow the floor to continue to be spaced, because if they cut into the paint, you're going to have that corner wide open unless they rotate further. But it makes them rotate their defense, and if the player is cutting behind the defender and not staying in the corner, it kills your spacing, and it will prevent you from being able to effectively either attack the rim or kick out for the 3 and things like that. And that's something that does happen in the Hawks 2018 freelance sometimes, which is definitely pretty annoying. And the reason that I recommend running the Bucks 2018 freelance, which is the new best freelance in my team, I think, is because it will not, the players will cut far less. I'm not going to say they never cut, because I still think they will cut occasionally, because again, this is 2K. In 2K, players are going to do weird things. That's just the way it is. This game is a video game, and it's programmed, and because of that, sometimes game mechanics aren't going to work the way that you anticipate. And that's just the way it's going to be, and that's fine. It's obviously all coded into the game. The game's not going to be perfect, but I do feel like the Bucks 2018 freelance allows you to basically keep that 5-out setting a lot more. And also, in addition to being able to effectively space the floor and call your 5-out, you can additionally use the pass and screen away in the Bucks 2018 freelance. I actually went 21 delay, but there, Bucks 2018 freelance, if I get the ball to my point guard, I call pass and screen away, LB to open up my play menu, LB again to call pass and screen away. It'll give me the same 5-out, and you'll see my players aren't cutting. You see how they're not, you see how Jaylen Brown came in and AK stayed in the corner wide open for 3. As y'all saw right there, Jaylen Brown comes in to defend. And in past times, sometimes AK would run in basically from that corner and cut in. Or if, for example, I bring a defender off of an off-ball player, basically the CPU player might cut behind them. It's just something that you see a lot in the game, and it's not something that they're going to do in the Bucks 2018 Freelance very often. Occasionally they will, but most of the time they're not going to cut behind and stuff. They're going to stay in their corner. See, D-Rob, same thing, stays in his corner. He's got a wide open look. Unfortunately, he had to step in for a 2, and they will still step in for 2s and things of that nature at times. But as y'all can see already, my players, when the defense cuts, my players are staying put, and it allows me to run my spacing properly. And additionally, what that will also allow you is if you beat your primary defender in your 5-out, if you're running your 5-out like this, you basically are going to be able to have a free dunk as well if they don't help off the corner, because your players are not going to be cutting and killing your spacing and bringing another defender into the play. And that's one of the most annoying things about players cutting, is that when you space the floor and you get to the rim, you beat the defender, and if you have a player cutting, they're going to get in the way basically of preventing you from having a free dunk. But if they don't cut, you see how there the corner didn't drop. I have a wide open dunk there because my players aren't cutting and messing up my spacing. So that's really one of the biggest benefits of this. And additionally, this benefit is not only if you call the pass and screen away. This is a benefit you will also get if you are running a pick and roll. And I know a lot of people like to run a pick and roll offense, and I personally run a lot of pick and roll. I run a lot of pick and roll through Klay Thompson because I think he's one of the best ball handlers in the game, and he's got a really nice jump shot and all that. But same thing, pick and roll. I got two players on the opposite hash and corner, and then 1 player on this corner. And as you can see, none of those players are cutting. My Penny's not cutting. My AK's not cutting. My D-Rob's not cutting out of the corner. The guy who is running the pick and roll has the space to either roll to the rim or pop, and I have the ability to, based off of what I call my screener to do, to be able to have the proper spacing to run my offense effectively. And having your players not cut is way more valuable than a lot of y'all might think. It's not something that probably people think about a lot, but as y'all can see, I don't think one of my players has cut yet for a random reason. And the fact that they've allowed me to get this 5-out spacing, again, somebody's going to be open every possession. I was actually accidentally in my icons there, so I wasn't able to kick it to Giannis, but same thing. Come here, I call it pick and roll this time with D-Rob. As you can see, nobody is cutting. Nobody is cutting. My spacing is perfect. And even though I may not score this possession, and I might be able to score off the screen, it doesn't, to be fair, matter. But as y'all can see, my players are spacing the floor perfectly. And right there, Giannis, he's standing at the hash. They're spacing the floor around that 3-point line. And the reason I think that might be is because the Bucks run a 5-out offense in real life with Brook Lopez, and Giannis is a ball handler and things like that. And they often run a basically 5-out pick and roll type offense. They run one of the more MyTEAM-esque offenses that you would see in real life. Most teams obviously don't run an offense like you would see in MyTEAM, but with the ability of every player to space the floor and do things like that in MyTEAM, having the ability to run an offense that spaces the floor effectively, either in your pick and roll or in your 5-out, is very valuable, and it's something that you're not going to get as effectively if you're not running the Bucks 2018 Freelance. So this is just one tip I think that's going to be very helpful for a lot of people. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I'm not going to waste y'all's time anymore. I have already rambled on a little bit about how effective this is, but I hope I effectively explained why I think running the Hawks 2018 Freelance, or not running the Hawks 2018 Freelance, because the Hawks 2018 Freelance is great. It's always worked for me, and I've had a lot of success with it. But how running the Bucks 2018 Freelance is going to give you improved spacing and allow you to basically run your offense more effectively and more smoothly, and hopefully have more success in both unlimited or uncommon games. Because I know my record says I have like 16 unlimited losses. I think I have 3 or 4 unlimited losses this whole season. All of those are from quitting out for other people or error codes. And then, I mean, you'll have seen I play a lot of competitive stuff, all that stuff. So basically, it's a tip that I think is going to be very useful to help you elevate your game. And that's my whole goal with making videos like this, is to help you hopefully be able to elevate your game and improve as a MyTEAM player in general. So hopefully you do find this video helpful. If you do, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.